Good evening, everyone. It's just gone 6 o'clock on Wednesday, the 7th of October, and we are back with another video. Today, I'm joined by my twin, who is 8 years younger than me. If you know us, you'll get that. Hello, Fergus.
You alright, Fraser? How's it going?
I'm doing all right, mate.
Yeah, not terrible either.
Awesome. So let's get down to business. On the table today, it's me again. I'm playing Quinn. He's again playing the First Order. Once again, we've got Vonreg in the list, as we did last week. He's accompanied by Lieutenant River and Petty Officer Thanison in the very, very scary Upsilon shuttle.
It's a good model as well. I like it.
It is a nice model. Fergus, can you break down the Republic list for us all?
Well, we see on the Republic, you're flying Hound with 5 Kit Fister multi-missile pods. An interesting build there. As well as Tucker with concussion missiles, and Oddball with concussion missiles, and Obi-Wan Kenobi calibrated laser targeting, which is pretty box standard for a cheap Jedi. So, yeah, good build. Interesting seeing Kit Fisto. He seems to be the Jedi crew member the least amount to Yoda or Plo Koon.
Yeah, I like Kit Fisto. I think he's a good card. So first round has begun. Starting off with Quinn's Upsilon shuttle. 3 straight. Nice. This is the first proper game using my new gunship. And we did a few testers Saturday before, didn't we?
Yeah, I was playing HMP. That was quite fun.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll get some HMPs on the vid soon. But you decided to do all I1s, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I loved it. It was brilliant.
Which is very separatist, very naughty. But meant I couldn't test 5s. Was that the plan?
Not sure, to be honest, but I feel like Quinn also has a similar plan because he's also flying I1s.
Yeah, so we've got 2 I1s and we've got Major Vonreg, so that gives 5s 1 ship to take effect. He's going to be sitting back for most of the game, I think. So far, the shuttle and the TIE fighter, they've done a 3 forward, and Tucker, he's doing a 3 bank, which is stressful. And next up is the LAAT. Looks like he's doing a bank 3 as well. To the left, is that going to fit? Nope. No, that's not going to fit.
So are these bumps or are they tactical bumps? See, as a droid
not in the
player,
first turn.
I do tactical bumps, but they're not. They're more me bumping into you or you bumping into me. So
no, it's definitely not a tactical bump in this turn. Now it's Oddball's turn. Looks like he is doing a bank 3 as well. And now Obi-Wan's doing a bank 3, and I'm confident he's going to make it. Oh dear. Well, that's a good start. So far, Obi-Wan has landed on a debris cloud. Oh, and look at that. He's rolled a crit.
Oh, that's unlucky. That's already your shield gone.
That's a 1 shield down. What are the chances of rolling a crit on a debris cloud? Not very, I don't think.
I think it's 1 out of 8. Yeah, 1 out of 8 chance of getting a crit, so...
No, it's not going well. And we're only in the first turn. Vonreg there doing a 4 forward.
Yeah, so I'm looking at Petty Officer Thanison. He's got a very interesting loadout with shield mod as well as pattern analyzer. And a pattern analyzer is not a nice card because it allows you to perform an action before you do a red maneuver.
I know, I think it's evil.
Oh, it's not a fun one to play against, considering you can do it as many times as you want, really.
No, you obviously, if you are stressed, you can't do another red maneuver. So, but you could do a blue and then a red and still get your action. Which on the Upsilon is powerful. Because of course the LAAT as well has a 0 stop, but the pattern analyzer is a tech upgrade, which is a unique upgrade slots only into the sequel trilogy, so Resistance and the First Order.
So I'm looking at Captain Phasma, a crew member at the moment, and her ability is that at the end of the engagement phase, each enemy ship at range 0 to 1 that is not stressed gains a stress token. That's quite evil.
I believe it comes into effect in a few rounds. We shall see, of course.
I'm expecting that's going to be quite horrible on the V19s because they don't have much blue as well as the LAAT, because I think that only has a 1-2 straight blue.
Yeah. Most agile ship on my team is Obi-Wan. LAAT can only do a 1 straight blue and a 2 straight blue. Right, so no shooting in this round. Back to Dials again. What do you think of the positioning so far, Fergus?
You're keeping your LAAT at the back to provide. What's the ship ability called?
Fire Convergence.
Fire Convergence, which is quite good.
Again, this is one of the first games I've played with the LAAT, so I think there might be a couple of times I forget about Fire Convergence. Fortunately, though, not as many as I thought I would. So you may be wondering what we mean when we're talking about Fire Convergence. Fire Convergence is the ship ability for the LAAT, and what it allows you to do is when another friendly ship performs a non-turreted attack, so that includes Obi-Wan, Oddball or Tucker, its defender is also in the LAAT's turret arc, you can spend one of the LAAT's charges. The LAAT has 2 recurring charges. That allows it to re-roll 2 attack dice. So round 2 has begun, and the Upsilon shuttle is doing a 1 straight and double focusing with Perceptive Co-Pilot. Yeah, Quinn mixed up dials there.
That's completely okay.
I think it's easy enough, especially if your ships are doing the same maneuver, just to go, and then you eventually realise, nope, that is the wrong one.
So we see that both his 3 agility ships have stealth device, so that will be quite nasty to play against.
Yes, so that's going to make 3 agility ships have 3 green dice, they've got 4, but if a damage does go through, that's going to knock it off. So yeah, Tucker there clearing some stress. So thinking of what action I'm going to take there. I don't think that I'm in range of target lock. I think target lock would be a good choice for Tucker now, but I don't think he's in range. Taking an evade. Tucker, of course, possibly gaining a focus later on in the game, which is very nice.
Very good ability, actually.
Yeah, I really like Tucker, especially for an I2. Seems really, really simple, really easy. Back 1 from Hound there.
Again, looking at the First Order list, we see that Captain Phasma and Lieutenant Rivers will actually work quite well together, because Lieutenant Rivers' ability is once an enemy ship gains a red or orange token, he may gain a lock at them.
Yeah.
So that would be good paired with Captain Phasma, as she's giving stress tokens to you.
Yeah, red or orange, so I think when the tracking occurs, that will happen as well.
Does he have a way to track you? No,
he does. He does, yeah.
Oh yes, during the activation or engagement phase, after a ship in your front arc at range 0 to 2 gains a stress token, you may spend 1 charge. If you do, that ship gains a tractor token. I like that.
Who's that?
That's Petty Officer's. That's Mr. Petty Officer's Denison ability.
Oh, that's really good. Oh, I see.
Nice.
So yeah, Obi-Wan's doing a bank too. Thankfully, I was really glad the nubs of the base, they weren't touching the debris cloud, so he's not suffering that again. Because I don't
Not a stress
want to
to
remain stressed. The difference with Ahsoka, of course, I quite like Ahsoka as a pilot. She could still do stuff. In fact, she could have boosted or even barrel rolled off that debris cloud after she landed on it.
She couldn't have boosted if she passed through with the boost. She probably could have barrel rolled.
She could do her after fully execute. So she could have still boosted off, yeah.
Okay.
Which is very powerful. She would, of course, skipped her action step.
Oh yeah, of course.
So Von Reg's also done a hard one to the left. And he's focused. So possible advanced optics there. And he's got definitely a range 3 there on Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I'd say that's a range 3.
So 2 hits. Is he going to spend the Force to advanced optics? He has got some attacks coming back on him though, so is he going to keep it or is he going to spend it? Oh, he's spending it. Oh, 3 natural evades. I mean, come on.
I think it might be smart to save the focus.
Well, Obi-Wan can, of course, regain one once he spends one for a Force. Right, this is Obi-Wan's coming back. Successful dodge there from Von Reg.
Well, what would you expect? 5 green dice there.
Well, exactly. And that's oddball next. 2 dice again. He has a focus token, so there we are. That's 2. Spend a focus for 2.
Yeah.
Still 5 dice though.
Is he fine? Yeah, no, Von Reg.
Yeah, Von Reg's fine.
Oh.
Tucker now, he should be able to activate because Obi-Wan and Oddball, there you go. They've given him a focus because his ability says that once someone range 1 to 2 performs an attack against someone in Tucker's arc, he gains a focus. Or he can perform a focus action, even. Alright, this is Tucker's now. Hound is out of range even. So, 1 hit. Oh, no hits actually. We've got a blank and a focus. So spending that focus for a hit. Still good.
He's fine.
The I-1s are still out of range. So no shot there.
No, back to Dars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where would you move next if it was you, Fergus?
If I was playing the First Order, I'd probably have the Upsilon try and flank the LAAT and probably apply some pain. I mean, it's 4 red dice, hopefully 5 at range 1, so that's on par with some advanced protocol.
Oh yeah, 4 attack dice as your basic stat. That's powerful. I think the only other ship that has that is the Ghost, I think, in the Rebels.
And the YT 2400.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Would you take the Upsilon to try and hard turn around the gas cloud, or would you sort of maybe more a bank or straight round it?
I'd probably do a 3 bank if it can do it, and just hope for the
Maybe try and fit a 3 bank in.
best. It's not really the end of the world.
Yeah, gas clouds are much safer than anything else. What about Von Reg?
I think for Von Reg, you want to be as close as possible. Try and get his ability off. Try and get in the bullseye arc. And I think he has sort of the upper side being I6.
Yeah. Would you turn in, or would you maybe turn away and limit the amount of shots going at you?
I'd probably do a 1 bank to the right, or maybe 2 bank.
Okay.
Because I think that's not a bad place to start off. Then you can boost barrel roll.
Yeah.
Boost or maybe boost down barrel roll and to get someone in the bullseye.
Makes sense. What about the Republic? What about Obi-Wan in particular? Where would you send him?
Oh, it's difficult actually. I mean, he also wants to be in the bullseye.
Yeah, for the CLT, yeah.
He'll find it harder because he's only I5
Mm-hmm.
when going off I6. I think you need to have Hound sort of staying back and just giving support.
So what would you suggest?
And possibly, I'll probably say a 1 forward with the LAT.
Yeah.
Nothing exciting. Maybe a 1 bank rotate or something.
So a 1 straight or bank for the gunship. You'd bank Obi-Wan in maybe, or would you send him the other way around the gas cloud?
No, I'll have him bank in.
Yeah.
I don't see the point keeping gun target. I wouldn't say wasting a turn going around when you can just go in.
Yeah.
But the 2 V19s, I'm slightly unsure about those two. I think you want Tucker to stay back so he can get his ability off, but because his ability is quite situational. Because he has to line up and then on top of doing a red maneuver.
Well, that's oddball, yeah. In case it's not clear, the torrent that's got the blue dots on it, that's Tucker, the I2, and Oddball has the yellow dots on him. Hopefully that makes things a little bit clearer.
No, it does, thank you.
Yeah, I think you're right to suggest that Oddball goes in a bit harder than maybe Tucker would.
I'll probably even say risking a 3 bank, 3 hard to the left, I think. Because that's red for him.
Really?
Possibly he could get a lock off on the I1 Lieutenant Wright Reefers.
Yeah, if he'd have to turn in quite hard as well, I think. I think a 3... If I did do a red move, a 3 bank would be a lot safer. That's also red, of course, in the V19.
Is it really? Okay, that's
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, but then I think you have risk of bumping into Obi-Wan.
Yes. Okay, so the shuttles move in. Oh, hard one to the left. That's powerful for a big ship. Must be red. Still doing the pattern analyzer and getting 2 focuses. Yeah, it's red. But because of pattern analyzer, that's 2 focuses from perceptive copilot, and then you get your stress. It's crazy.
And it's very stupidly powerful for 4 or 5 points.
Oh yeah. Rivas is doing hard 2.
Oddball, depending on what he does.
Yeah. Possible triggering his ability. If he did do a hard move, I don't think the tie's moved far enough. Personally, okay.
Yeah, but if he did a bank and then maybe a red barrel roll, possibly.
Yeah. Then you could do the linking red. Oh dear.
That's
another obstacle.
Oh, that's not nice.
I think that's a blank.
That doesn't mean you're not going to get a shot either. That's
Is
unfortunate.
that a blank? Yeah. Sadly, you can shoot on any obstacle except the asteroids.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, did I bank one to the right with the gunship? What action are we going to do?
I say rotate to the left.
Rotate the arc.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I can
you
see
can
that. More likely to get a shot.
Convergence. Yeah.
Probably be a range 3 on tie. Yeah.
Yeah. See you rotating there. Well, it's not only the shot, you can also do fire convergence if you have.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's got to be in arc though. Anything that specifies being in your arc still means has to be in range.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So bank 2 from Obi-Wan. Oh, we've definitely got a bullseye arc there on the tie.
It'd be interesting.
Gaining that extra eye to play with.
Now, are you going to fine tune control and boost forward? Try and get a range 1 shot off? Oh no, no.
No, because Von Reg still hasn't moved, so depending on where he is.
That's true.
And the fact we've already got a bullseye shot on the tie, I think that's quite a good place.
Which is nice. Yeah, but you could also have a bullseye range 1 though, that isn't terrible.
That's true.
Hmm.
I think waiting to see what Von Reg does though will be key.
Yeah.
He had the second most points in Quinn's list out of the 3 ships. Still waiting on what Oddball's going to do for his action. That's a target lock from Oddball.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Try and get some cluster missiles off. Oh no, concussion missiles.
Yeah, concussion missiles, which means an extra dice at range 2 and 3. I think we're kind of hoping from a bump here into Obi-Wan. That would certainly limit Quinn's options. But he's going the other way. That's
Interesting.
That's 2 bank. He's playing a bit more defensively, you can see, because he's gone left. It means he's still going to get an action, and he won't be shot by so many ships in this round. Now he's thinking, how do I reposition?
What does Fanatical?
Fanatical only takes effect when you have no shield.
It says, while you perform a primary attack, if you are not shielded, you may change 1 eye to a hit.
Yeah.
That's a nice ability to have.
It is, but it doesn't come into effect unless it's lost its shields. That's only on Von Regs. So for Fanatical to trigger, he would have to lose 2 damage.
Well, he's using Fanatical on Major Von Reg, which with Stealth Device you have 4 Blade dice. So if you're wanting to be damaged or unshielded with Fanatical, that seems quite counterproductive.
How so?
Well, I would probably change Fanatical to something like Proud Traditions. While you have 2 or fewer stress tokens, you may perform focus actions even while stressed. And on a ship like the Interceptor, that's probably going to be doing quite a few double actions or linking actions. You're going to get stressed quite often.
Yeah, which is really powerful. And even though it's got the flip side to that card, apparently, I've not seen it used very much, but apparently that gets flipped very rarely.
Because you're causing your ship, like the ship you're attacking with, to get a crit. And if you're having, for example, with me with my droids, I don't want a Vulture droid to get a crit because they're only hull, which isn't the nicest.
Obviously, Von Reg can't shoot, so it's straight over to Obi-Wan and Oddball. So we're obviously going for that bullseye shot into the TIE fighter.
Oh, hopefully.
Yeah, range. I'd guess a range 2.
I would
Yeah,
agree.
so range 2 plus the extra
Yeah.
eye, spending that for a third, and then we're going to spend a force to gain it back again, gain the focus back.
That's going to be interesting because Quinn's rolling 4.
Yeah, so he's fine.
I'm guessing, yeah, he looks like he dodged it all. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he did. Didn't even need to spend a focus. So this is oddball. That's concussion missile actually, because it's 3 dice. Spending that for a re-roll. What we got? Just 2 hits.
Just 2.
Spend the focus for 2 evade, so still safe. That's really good.
That's some good plays.
So Tucker obviously can't shoot, but he still gains a focus token, which could help it defensively. And then that just leaves the gunship. What are we going to do? I think we've got...
Looks obstructed range 3.
Yeah, so Ty is obstructed. The shuttle isn't. So it's an interesting one because obviously the Ty hasn't got any tokens now. So we'll just be rolling blank dice.
But the Ty does have 5 dice, which is quite a few. Yeah, I have 5 dice at range. Actually, no, I have 6.
The shuttle?
Because 3... No, the Ty.
Ty doesn't have 5 dice.
3 natural plus stealth. No, 3 natural
defense
stealth
dice.
device.
Oh yeah, defensive dice, sorry. I thought you meant attack dice.
Yeah, that's actually 6. Well, it's 5. You can have maximum. Actually, hang on a minute.
Still no damage by the looks
6.
of things.
Rolling 6.
This is the Ty now.
No.
I think we're going for the LAAT
2
here
hits.
because it's range 3 plus obstacle. 2 hits, still 2 shields. Yeah, still 2 shields.
Yes. Okay, so the LAT has lost its shield.
Yep. And this is the shuttle. 3 hits. 3 hits, 1 evade, and a focus. So we're going to spend Kit Fisto and just take 1 card. Not bad though.
That looks to be a crit to me when my eyes deceiving.
Yeah, we think it was a crit. I don't know why we haven't flipped that one. Unless
maybe it wasn't then.
I think it might have been an effect that already triggered. So fortunately, I can't remember what that is.
I think it's a direct hit actually.
Yes, I think it is a direct hit actually. Because we're already down to 5 damage. There we go.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes, it was direct hit. But that looks like the end of the engagement phase. So back to the dials. Where do we think Von Ray's going to go to this round?
Probably going to do a hard 1 to the right or try and do a K turn.
Yeah. I know Von Ray can do 5k.
He's strained at the moment, so he doesn't really care if he gets 2 red tokens.
Yeah,
2
so
red.
he's not stressed, so he still can do red maneuvers, still can do actions at this point. Ty looks like he's ready to go. Where do you think the shuttle might end up?
I think he's either going to do a 1 forward or a 0 stop. I think
He can't do a 0 stop because he's stressed.
So I think he's going to do a 1 forward then.
Okay.
Try to get range 1 of Obi-Wan or the B-19.
Yeah, definitely want to do some kind of blue maneuver. Definitely head towards the enemy ships. Get into the fight.
He's probably wants to be in range 1 so he can phasma people.
Yes. Yeah, range 1 would get him 5 dice.
and then give stress to people at the end, which would be quite nasty paired with Lieutenant Reaver's ability.
Yeah. So, in range 1, Captain Phasma could hand out the stresses, and then Petty Officer Thanison could then say, well, also here's a tractor as well.
Here's a tractor as well, yeah, that'd be horrible. Yeah, because it says during, not at the end or at the start.
Yeah.
So.
Tucker should be able to safely get off that asteroid without having to roll again, suffer any damage.
Do you think there's probably a decent chance they might bump because of the TIE fighter?
Possibly. If the TIE fighter turns in, the other option may be turning to the right instead. That would guarantee not hitting that asteroid again.
Looking at the points at the moment, you haven't been able to damage any of Quinn's ships, whereas he's been able to do a good chunk onto your LAAT.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. But
So unfortunately, yes. Hound is already down to half points. It's got 8 hull and 2 so that's 10 hit points in total, already down to 5.
I mean, it can swing either way at the moment. But
Possibly.
it's
It's
swing
going...
either way at the moment.
Yeah. It's... I
You
think...
can easily gang up on the Petty Officer or the TIE fighter quite easily.
Yeah. I think that's what needs to happen. You have... Because it's a big ship, it's obviously got the most points. If I want to win this, I've got to take out the shuttle. Ooh. That's a
And only has 1
4K.
evade dice compared to the TIE fighter's 4.
Yeah.
4K with the TIE fighter. Oh, going bold.
Yeah, so 4K, which is stressful. I think, looking at that now, that makes sense because obviously he's trying to get his TIE out of the way of the big shuttle, which is the main ship here. 2 bank. Just narrowly avoiding that debris cloud, which is nice.
Debris, like a,
Not
it's like a
de-stressful
bad
as well.
time for
Blue maneuver.
Obi-Wan. One's probably going to have, I think, actually a bump in the future for Obi-Wan.
So you
Possibly
think,
the B-19s.
so you think a bank 1's going to come... you think Obi-Wan's going to do a bank 1, maybe?
I think Obi-Wan was probably expecting the TIE fighter to do something less bold, I think.
So yeah, looks like Tucker's doing a bank 1 to the right, meaning which is bank 1, which is de-stressful, avoiding the rock nicely. So he's not in trouble with the obstacle, but he's definitely at range 1 of
the Upsilon.
Yeah. So that's going to be 5 attack dice if he gets it, versus only 2 evade dice. And if he doesn't hit any of them, he could be a goner. So
That'll be unlucky.
yeah. Ooh, 3 bank from the shuttle there. That's a big maneuver for him, I
Trying
think.
to support and probably trying to get use 5s by trying to attack the Major Bomb Red.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, 5s is an interesting one because his ability is when you perform an attack that misses, if the enemy ship's initiative is higher to yours or equal to yours, then he can either put a evade token or a focus token on the card, which you can use before you shoot. And the only enemy ship here that is I2 or higher is Vonreg. So yeah, people
I
might...
think we also see Obi-Wan.
Yeah, you might be confused what he did there. He did a bank 2 to the right, and what's clever with these templates, if you put it on the side and do the opposite, only works with the hard turns. If you do the opposite, you'll still end up in the same place. You put it on the side, to the left, you put it middle to middle, you will have done a hard to the right.
Obi-Wan wasn't magically doing a side slip, which would be quite funny.
He's now range 1 of the shuttle, so it looks like he needs to reposition or he's going to be in a bit of trouble.
I'm expecting to fine-tune controls.
Yeah, definitely.
Possibly even a boost and a barrel on a boost, in fact, so you can stay on the tail of Major Von Reg.
So that's a boost and a focus. Hopefully going to get a shot from Von Reg if he doesn't turn to the right. If he comes in left, it's looking good. So 2 bank from Ompel as well.
It's interesting because all your guys are trying to gang up on Major Von Reg instead of ganging up on something easy to hit.
Do you think I should target the shuttle?
Even though it has 13 total hit points, those hit points will go away because it's only ever rolled 1 of 8 dice.
Yeah, if you attack it lots, it will explode. But the thing is, Von Reg, he's only got 4 hit points. Interceptors may be very evasive, but they've only got a few hit points. And if you can get a good shot, they explode very quickly. That's a hard 1 to the left, and he's currently not got anyone in shot. So if he wants a shot, it looks like he's going to need to reposition. But coming in left will put him closer to the enemy ships. I don't know, if he boosted left, would he still have Obi-Wan in arc, do you think?
I think he might be.
Yeah.
No, I think what Quinn might do is gain a deplete token and then gain a lock on one of them.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really need...
There you go, there's a deplete token right there.
Attack dice, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think...
As he doesn't really need the... Maybe he's barrel roller.
Yeah, I think you're right with the deplete token. It's better to have a shot with 1 less attack dice than 1 less evade dice, because with the amount of ships that are going to be shooting at him, 1 less evade dice is not going to do you any favours.
I'm surprised he didn't get the target lock to try and mitigate or setting up future rounds with cluster missiles.
He's already got that target lock. Is already Von Reg's target lock. So he's got a target lock on Obi-Wan at the moment. And he's also got...
That's interesting.
Yeah. And he's also got the focus now, so he can advance optics as well. Got some choices though. So I think he's looking into using the cluster missiles. The problem is, it's an easy mistake to make for those who have used cluster missiles before. The bonus attack still requires you to be in arc and in range. You often think that it's just got to be range 1 of the defender, but it's actually got to meet every other requirement except the target lock. Isn't that right?
Yeah. And considering he already has 3 dice, well, -1, so it'd be 3 dice because it's range 1.
Yeah.
He still has a decent attack, decent shot.
Yeah,
on Obi-Wan.
Definitely. So he's rolled 2 hits there.
There's 2 hits there. Is he going to spend the lock?
He can advance optics that, of course, but maybe he wants to keep that focus for defense. He can obviously spend the lock as well. There you go, going for the lock. I think that's the best move as well.
He's going spending the lock.
And that's an eye result, so still 2 hits. And that looks like 1 dodge, so Obi-Wan's taking 1 damage.
That'll be half points on Obi-Wan.
Yep, that's 63-0 still. It's not looking good for me, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, we got a range 1 shot with Oddball as well as Obi-Wan, so
yeah, so that's Obi-Wan's
could
shot
go worse.
He's spending
with some support
he's
on the
spending his
LEA
focus and then regaining it with the Force, I think. And that's 2 evades, so that's a shield down there. That's three hits and 2 evades.
That's the stealth device gone.
Yeah, so that's a big one because that's going to cost Quinn. No, so that's going to cost him an evade dice.
On a ship like Major Von Reg, he probably wants as many of them as he can get.
Yeah, definitely. That's another 3. Oh dear. That's another 3 from Oddball, and that's only 1 evade there. So that's another shield and a crit. And it's structural damage as well.
Oh, that's another evade dice gone.
In 2 shots, Major Von Reg has lost 2 evade dice. That is unfortunate. Who's this? I think this is Hound because we've got extra evade dice.
It now means Fanatical can come into play.
Yes. So Quinn's rolled 1 evade, and the attack is obstructed by a gas cloud, which means he can turn that blank into an evade as well. So that attack misses, and that also means 5's triggers. And I'm taking a focus. And now Tucker's going to shoot. So let's see what happens. Range 2.
Have a look.
That's 2 dice.
Has Tucker got a cap? Has he got a focus as well as an evade, Tucker?
He should be able to get a focus, yes.
And that's Major Von Reg gone.
Yeah, 1 hit and no evades for Quinn, so Von Reg is gone. That's going to hurt.
That puts you at quite a big advantage because that means you can shoot.
Yeah, he is. As I said, he's got
everyone.
4. He's got 4 hit points, but he is costly. Unfortunately, here comes the Upsilon shuttle with 5 attack dice, and he's going into Oddball.
Oh, this could be quite dangerous.
So that's 5 dice versus 2 for me. Let's see what happens.
That could be a dead Oddball if you're very unlucky.
Yeah.
And let's have a look.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Bending that focus for 5 hits.
Hoping for something.
I've got that's an evade token there. You might be able to see that. That means he just scrapes it.
Just survives, yeah. That puts Oddball on 1 hit point.
It does. Tucker also has an evade there. You might be able to see that under the wing of the Upsilon. So apologies there.
Does the TIE Fighter also have a shot on Oddball?
He does. It looks like range 2 on Tucker and a range 3 on Oddball there.
That could be a dead Oddball if you're unlucky.
It could be. Depends who Quinn wants to go for.
See, I'll probably go for Tucker because I think his ability is just much better than Oddball's.
Yeah. It looks like Quinn's had the same idea as well. So that's 2 hits on Tucker and spending a token for an evade there. So that's a card. Oh no. Spending an evade and a natural evade as well, I think. Yeah, Tucker's undamaged. And that should be the end of the round. Oh no, look. Captain Phasma's happening.
That's going
to hurt. The enemy ships in range 1 are both the Torrent, so they gain a stress token, each of them.
Is he going to tractor someone onto...
I think he is. Who shall it be, I wonder? Got to remember that if he does tractor an enemy ship, I can gain another stress token to rotate.
90 degrees.
Yeah. And that's going to be very powerful, I think. Tractors Tucker there, because he will most likely tractor him, do a barrel roll to the right and put him right in front of that gas cloud. Yeah.
Gas cloud. Yeah.
So turning him to the left might be a nice advantage there. Let's see. Yeah, I think he's going for Tucker there.
Hmm.
So Tucker's getting barrel rolled to the right. And then I'm giving him a stress there so he can rotate to the left.
And I think that's quite a good move, actually, because that means you can do a possible...
Yeah, so we're not going to have any actions next turn, unfortunately, but we're going to be shooting for certain. Okay. Well, that's changed things, definitely. That is powerful, Captain Phasma.
Phasma paired with Petty Officer. That's Petty Officer Tennyson. That's quite... That is a good combo.
Even though I chose it to reposition myself to get a shot, I'm double stressed with Tucker there. Also, Oddball is stressed. Can't do a red manoeuvre that might help him turn around. So no K turns, no Talon 2s.
You could possibly do a 2 hard to the left or right and then do a red barrel roll to try and get his ability off.
Unfortunately, bank 2s aren't blue.
Are they not?
No, the V19s have very limited blues as well. Their 1 to 3 straight is blue, but their bank 1 to the right and 1 to the left is blue as well.
Hmm.
So we're at the beginning of turn 5. Tell me, where do you think the shuttle's going to go, Fergus?
Honestly, I think he's going to do a 0 stop. Pattern analyze a 0 stop and do another Perceptive Co-Pilot.
It's just nasty that he could do that, but I think you're right. He's in a perfect position, I think.
Yeah.
And the fact he can still action is nuts.
It's a bit like having droids on the middle on a big asteroid, just having the pivot or stay where they are and still getting an action.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it going to be interesting actually with the First Order? I don't know, would people prefer to use the Xi-class shuttle or the Upsilon class shuttle?
Yeah, I'm really hoping that we see some of those really soon.
Yeah. I think the Xi-class has the benefit of Agent Terric to give elicits to people, but the Upsilon's pure punching power is quite nice.
We discussed this actually. If you had Agent Terric, you could have inertial dampers and you could give that to a TIE fighter, so you could make a TIE fighter do a 0 stop.
Yeah, but you could also give it to Quick Draw, who, after he loses a shield, he performs a shot on someone, so inertial dampeners Quick Draw combo would be quite good.
Yeah. Look at that, you're right. 0 stop from the shuttle there.
Yeah.
And 2 focuses again.
Very good.
Two straight from the AAT. Rotating, so we've got left and right arc again.
No, I think a good thing that Tucker might do is purposely bump into
I think
Upsilon so he doesn't get to shoot him.
Yeah, I was definitely planning on a bump there. Just doing a blue maneuver just to get rid of a stress. Didn't matter because I wasn't getting action, but fortunately you might be able to see that because of the camera, but I did clear it, fortunately. I wasn't expecting it though.
Fortunately.
Yeah, 2 sloop from Obi-Wan, getting as far away as possible to hopefully recover a little bit. And then Oddball wanting to de-stress as well. Not a lot of options, unfortunately, so that's going to bank 1 to the left, I think. Told you, those wings are huge, get in the way. Oh no, just a straight one. That was just a straight. That was a 1 straight for Oddball.
I probably would have done the bank if I was you. Bank to the left.
Yeah. Little error there. We complete.
Distance.
That was a little bit of an error there. We completely forgot about the TIE fighter. Not that he was involved or anything.
That's alright. He's out of the way for a bit, so it doesn't
Yeah,
really matter.
he's not involved, which is why I think we forgot about it so easily. Engagement phase. What's going to happen?
I think you've got to hope for the best to try to do as much damage as possible on the
Yeah.
Upsilon to try and cause as much pain.
Yeah. Oddball's not shooting, so he's taking an evade token.
Hmm.
I think that's a good move.
I think if Oddball did the barrel to the left and then possibly a red evade, I think he would have been a bit of a better position from the Upsilon, so that he would have possibly been well covered and would definitely be in range 2 or possibly range 3 in fact.
Yeah. That makes sense. Although I think hopefully next turn he'll be able to do a more advanced maneuver, allowing him to shoot.
Like a 2 Talon roll to the left or something.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was the plan. It looks like Obi-Wan is out of range, so this is Tucker's shot, and he's obviously going for a range 1 into the Upsilon shuttle.
Rolling, that looks to be 2 hits and an eye.
Yeah.
Looks like Quinn's spending the focus to make it an evade, so he has only taking 1 shield.
Yeah, that's the shield upgrade gone there.
Yeah, I
I
would
believe that
if I was
that reroll was from the fire conversion.
Bark and Church,
Convergence as well. And this is the LAAT now. Can't fire converge itself, unfortunately.
because of the turret.
Yeah, has to be a non-turreted attack for that to work.
So you'd fire converge with your multi-missiles, but not with...
Yes. Yeah, if it's a secondary weapon that's obviously not a turret attack, the LAT can use it on itself. So now we're down to the I1s. Another 5 dice attack. But only 2 hits this time.
Like Tucker's going to survive this, hopefully.
Let's see what happens. Yep. So nothing there for Tucker. That's 2 hits on Tucker, so he's down to 3.
That's half points on Tucker as well. Actually, no, not yet. One more. One away from half points. My fault. Sorry.
Yeah, he's not quite halved.
Seeing that you're using multi-missile pods on Hound instead of barrage rockets, because I would feel that barrage rockets would be easier to pull off with a ship such as the LAAT.
It would be interesting to try that, yeah. This list is a hyperspace list, so barrage rockets are not hyperspace legal, whereas all the new cards such as multi-missile pods are.
Yeah, I like multi-missile pods, but that's just because I'm quite good at lining up the bullseye, especially with HMP, with its side slipping.
Yeah, there hopefully will be some points where it's used, but I found I'm reluctant to use them, but only because if it's a primary attack and you've got the same number of dice, then I don't see the point, whereas if I'm getting more dice for an attack, then I think it's a great idea to use them.
Well, if they're in your front arc, you can spend 2 charges to get 3 dice, which isn't terrible.
Yeah.
Which is more than your base attack number.
Yeah, unless you're at range 1, of course. That's when I think it would be better to primary attack in your front arc, because you'd have 3 dice, and you'd still be getting 3 dice if you use the multi-missile pods. If it was a bullseye attack, definitely go for the multi-missile pods.
Because then you have 4 dice, which is on par with proton torpedoes.
Yeah. How much does proton torpedoes cost compared to the multi-missile pods?
Well, the multi-missile pods is 8, whereas I believe the proton torpedoes are 12.
I think they're 12 or they're 13. I'm not quite sure, but they're more expensive.
But the multi-missile pods take up 2 slots,
Yeah.
which is the other issue.
2 missile slots against 1 torpedo slot.
I think more ships have missile slots instead of torpedo slots, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think they do as well. They're definitely more common.
Yeah.
It looks like Quinn's just deciding what to do with the shuttle. Again, I think a 0 stop would be fantastic.
But he can't.
unfortunately, No, it's
Yeah.
stressed, so definitely has to move this turn.
Now, I wonder what Tucker's doing. I'm guessing he's probably trying to purposely bump or something. I think that's the
Yeah.
best option he has.
I think, yeah, he could bump, but the shuttle does move before Tucker.
That's true.
The shuttle is an I-1, whereas Tucker is an I-2.
It's maybe a 1 to the left or 1 to the right, so we can maybe attack the TIE fighter.
Yeah, that could be good as well. Just in case of confusion, anyone who isn't familiar with this game, when we say I-1, I-2, that's just short for the initiative of the ship. They go from 1, which is the lowest, to 6, which is the highest. Ships move from number 1 all the way up to number 6 in that order. And then they shoot the other way. So the number 6s go first and number 1s go last. So here we go. So the shuttle's moving first. And it's doing a bank 2. Yeah, that's going to hit oddball, I think.
Like a bump.
That's close.
Oh.
That's alright.
The, what we call
It's
a
a close
notch.
one though, by the looks of things. I think were it just a couple of millimeters to the left, he would have been okay.
Hmm.
Clears the stress though, so that's the main thing.
That means it's a lot easier to hit with your many 2 attack ships.
Yeah. Hard 2 from the TIE fighter there. Yeah, look, you were right. Little bank 1 from Tucker gets rid of his last stress. And he might just have a shot on the TIE fighter, but it looks just out of arc from here.
Hmm.
I've taken a target lock though, which I think is a good idea if you're not shooting. And it's the only action that stays, isn't it?
Yeah.
Focus, evade, anything that's a round token only lasts till the end of the turn.
Well, I guess you could say a coordinate could last more longer if they do a target lock, but that's sort of defeating the point, really.
Yeah. So that's a target lock from the LAAT there. And yeah, Owen's doing a little bump there. It's all of a bit of a pile up by the looks of things. But I think that might have been deliberate in a way, because he's still in arc, and I think any other massive move, maybe a hard 2 would have been a good idea. but he's still in arc. He's still going to be able to shoot.
Hmm.
There you go. There's
Maybe
finally a K3 from Oddball.
Does he have the Upsilon in your bullseye?
I think he does, you know.
Does look like it.
It's like he's getting a target lock from his ability.
That's good.
There you go. So
Good job.
Upsilon has 2 target locks on him now.
I think this looks like possibly there's going to be some missiles being fired.
Well, this is what I was saying earlier. We could get 3 dice for the multi-missile pods we spend an extra charge, but primary attack at range 1 for the gunship is still 3 dice.
Helmet. So also looks like Petty Officer Thanison has tracted.
Yeah, he
Oddball.
has. So
And
we're
you've
double
also-
stressed again.
You also rotated as well.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, that. You may be thinking, if I'd stayed where I was, I would have had a shot, and now I don't. But the reason I rotated was because I was thinking about the next turn.
Yeah.
So it's the start of the engagement phase, and it's Obi-Wan to shoot the shuffle, spending the fire convergence for Obi-Wan there. Just out of range 1, so it's still 2 dice. Fire convergence gives me an extra 1, so that's 1 hit.
That's another shield. It's unlucky. Tucker, does he have a shot?
No, it's just out.
No, it's unfortunate.
Just out of there, unfortunately. So, Hound, range 1. And we're gaining the focus token from 5s that we had earlier in the game when we missed that attack on Vonreg. Really like that, actually.
I think it's quite good fires against something like an interceptor because they're quite hard to hit. So
Yeah.
and
Effectively,
that looks
we've had 2 actions this turn.
yeah, that looks like a hit blank and a
So
eye.
That is a crit, I think, and an eye result. We've also got the target lock. So before we spend that focus, going to re-roll it and hope. There you go. The second eye. So the focus token turns 1 hit into 3 hits.
That's good. And looks like Quinn.
And that's an eye, so nothing
That's
to change
another eye.
that. So that's another 3 shields.
Ugh. I mean, a ship with 7 shields is not very nice.
He can take a lot, but it's
I mean,
getting
not
a bit
even the
dicey
Ghost.
now.
Not even the Ghost has 7 shields.
Yeah.
That's even with a shield mod. That's quite.
2 out of 5 and 1 dodge for the LAAT, meaning another card. So down to 4 hull on Hound. And and there you go, and Phasma as well, so stress on Hound and on Tucker again.
And it also looks like Lieutenant Rivers has got a lock on Tucker due to his ability after he gained a stress.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you're not Kit Fistoing on to cause friendly ships to evade.
I did forget about him a couple of turns, but in the last turn, I was really thinking I was going to use him that turn. But if you do your red evade, it will limit where you move in the next turn.
Yeah, it does. But now here's the big question. Is it worth spending an extra point to go up to Plo Koon?
It could be. That's a good idea. The only issue I have with that in my head is that if you have Plo Koon, you're going to kind of limit yourself to that purple reinforce. You're always going to want to use that, because otherwise his ability won't trigger, of course. But I'm definitely going to try him. So yeah.
Oh, definitely. Especially if you're paired with another friendly ship, which could give you some coordinates, so that you can also reinforce and do another action. That could be quite nice.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good combo, actually.
possibly Yoda or Ayla Secura in an arc.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Right, here we go. What we think the shuttle's going to do. I put my money on it.
0 stop.
Yeah.
That's what I expect. Pattern analyzer 0 stop. No doubt
Just
about
insane. I thought it's so powerful. I'm not going anywhere. I'm doing a red move and I'm getting 2 focus tokens. Crazy. Hard 3 there from the tie.
Ship of that size because you're quite big and you have a likely chance of having something in your arc.
Oh
So-
yeah, definitely.
0 stopping, especially at that point, at that scale, is quite effective.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because of Captain Phasma, it's limited Tucker again. He's just doing another little bank 1 there, just to get rid of that stress. I think she's been really effective, Captain Phasma, on Tucker. Made him really slow down.
Oh, definitely.
Stop him turning so hard. Yeah, as you see, just
Also
taking evade.
prevented him
Place.
from getting his action off, as because he's quite distanced from the group.
Yeah, Tucker's definitely not going to be shooting that TIE fighter, which he really, really, really wants to do.
On the wings.
Yeah, and again, that's a 2 straight, which is blue on the LAAT, clearing that stress.
Ooh, that looks like a range 1 shot.
Yeah,
On the 2 of you.
definitely keeping the turrets in the left and the right there.
I guess the other limitation that reinforcing does is if a ship is on the side.
Yeah, that
like,
flanking.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
you're
if
front
the
and back. If the ship's in the middle, you can't use reinforce.
No, it negates the ability, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So at this moment, it might not be a good idea. A little bank 1 there.
Are you barrel rolling to get out of arc? Yes, you are.
Still in range 1 though. And are we focusing? Or are we target locking? We're target locking, there you go. Obviously, I deem those re-rolls more important. So, oddball doing a bank 1 there, I think. Yep.
Yep, clearing one of those stresses. Now, it looks like you've done something quite good with Obi-Wan, the fact that he's fine-tuned control to get out of arc, and does it look like possibly target lock as well?
Yeah, so he's gained a target lock there. So,
As well as barrel rolling, which is the nice thing about the Jedi Starfighters.
yeah, he's not going to get shot this turn, which I think is really good.
Obi-Wan dies, that's quite a big... Jedis aren't cheap.
Yeah, he's not the most expensive ship on the Republic side, but he is the second most, and only because Hound is a medium ship, so obviously that's going to cost more. I think we're on to shooting now. Looks like oddball to me, I think,
Oddball.
because we were talking about...
Oddball onto the Upsilon.
Yeah, I think we're talking about using the concussion missiles, because obviously we've got a target lock, but the reason I didn't use it is because I would damage my own ships.
You would flip.
I'd flip a
You would
card,
flip
yeah.
one from Obi-Wan as well as the LAAT.
Yeah. So yeah, this is Obi-Wan because he's obviously at range 1. Getting a
Finally,
reroll
the
from his target lock.
Finally, the petty
Turning-
opposites lost shields.
Yeah. So another force there for a third hit. So that's down to cards now.
Surprised you didn't.
And a crit as well.
Bar convergence instead of spend the lock.
Was either or, wasn't it? I had the lock.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan has no other use for it. Jedi can't take secondary weapons, so it's only there for rerolls.
Save a power regulator on the petty officer. Not the worst, not the best.
No. Gaining ions, but isn't ionized until it has 3.
So you've got to wait 3 rounds for that to happen.
Yeah. So it's now half. And this is Hound here.
That looks like.
And that's another 3 hits and no evade, so he's dead.
That's finally. Ooh, this looks very interesting.
Oh. You know what? That changed things, I tell you. That is a big, scary ship.
That is. Because that would have been another Phasma on Obi-Wan and the LAAT.
That just leaves.
And possibly another tractor onto. Actually, would have attracted the LAAT definitely.
Yeah. Well, he could give him a tractor token, but he wouldn't be tracted because it's a medium ship, so it needs 2 tractor tokens for the tracted effect to take hold. So we're just down to 1 TIE fighter.
But this is no normal TIE fighter. It's a TIE fighter with a stealth device. So that's.
I know.
4 dice every time.
4 dice instead of 3. That's crazy.
I think Quinn told me this. He always likes every 3 agility ship he flies. He always loves it when you stick a stealth device on them.
Yeah, that I understand, because giving the more green dice, the better.
Another ship I'd quite like to fly put a stealth device on is the Sith Infiltrator.
Oh yes, that would love it.
Yes, especially Count Dooku, because he has, for all first edition players, he can do an old school advanced cloaking device where he decloaks, shoots, and then cloaks again.
Yeah, that would be very powerful if you could do that still. I wonder where the tie's going to go, actually. Would it be better to go for an attack, do a slower maneuver, or try and run away?
I think he's going to try and kill Oddball, pin down an Oddball, and possibly fight some.
Yeah, I think that's the best plan. He's on 1 health, so he'd be the easiest to kill. I'll tell you why else. If I was Quinn, I'd go up to the left again, because the LAAT can't do K-turn, it can't turn around. He's stuck coming towards the camera here. There you go. So he's done a hard one to the left. Focusing.
To be honest, I think any ship the TIE fighter could have a good chance at killing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Because all your ships fairly damaged.
Yeah. None are on full health.
Thanks to that nasty Upsilon.
Oh yeah. Hound would be a bit of a struggle unless you can get a direct hit, double damage.
Possibly.
That could happen. Where's he going? Oh, too hard to the left.
That moving our spark.
Yeah, getting out of the TIE's arc there. Hound's still got his turret arc in the left and the right, so he's going to be shooting him.
And also providing fire convergence to the other friendlies.
Yeah. Bank one from Obi-Wan.
Flanking. Do you think he's going to barrel roll to try and get range 1?
Not only that, but CLT. I think he's just far enough away that if he does about... There you go.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. And we've got CLT as well, which is beautiful. Got that little bullseye arc there. misjudged that a little bit, so we're bumping into Obi-Wan.
Oh no, that's a tactical bump.
I don't know. I think
might have a shot on TIE Fighter.
Yeah, we've still got a shot. I think getting Obi-Wan that CLT was more important. Getting him that bullseye arc was key there.
It's interesting that you focused with Tucker because you're definitely within range 1 to 2 of the LAAT, so his ability could still trigger.
Well, he already had the target locks. It made no difference. It was the only other thing that would have benefited him.
The evade would have been slightly counterproductive unless he had juke, to be honest.
Yeah. So that eye there, that's Obi-Wan's calibrated laser target.
(3v4), but technically 4v4, so this could be quite entertaining.
Yeah, so 3 dice plus an eye. We're focused as well.
And you have the force just in case.
Absolutely. Oh dear.
Ooh.
Fire convergence, I think, is coming out.
Yeah, I think that's
there we go.
Honestly, I think the fire convergence ability is very powerful.
Oh yeah, definitely. So that's another hit from fire convergence, and then spending the focus for 3.
Oh, that looks like. Yep.
2 evades, so a shield.
That's the shield and the stealth device gone on the TIE Fighter.
Yep.
And now, is that the LAAT firing? Or is that oddball?
I think this is oddball. It's definitely a range 1 shot. Nothing there.
Now, this is the LAAT, I believe.
Yep. 3 dice.
Oh.
2 hits. Okay. Spending Kit Fisto's force for a 3rd.
That's 2 evades. That's another card.
That's another card. It's a crit as well.
Oh. The crit appears to be a disabled power regulator, so that means the TIE Fighter is now ionized.
It will be. That's 2 disabled power regulators come out though.
That is interesting.
So if Tucker can shoot, he could be dead. But I think he's out of arc, so final shot is the TIE Fighter, Lieutenant Rivas on oddball, I think. Yeah, so oddball's dead. And that's the end of the game. There we go.
Wow, okay. That's 100 points to 178.
Yeah, that's
well done, Fraser. That was a very close end result.
That was a really interesting game. Even watching it back now, you would have playing it and watching it. 1 minute you think that Upsilon's going to take everybody out, but when that blows up, that changes everything, doesn't it?
I think Petty Officer Thamison was definitely the star of, especially constantly providing stress tokens with Captain Phasma and tractor tokens with his ability. It's very powerful indeed.
Yeah, that Captain Phasma combo was a really good combo. I like that. What other thoughts did you have?
I quite liked, I always like Lieutenant Rivers. I'm not a First Order player, but I do quite like his ability. And the fact that he's the second cheapest pilot for the First Order is quite nice as well.
Yeah.
Major Von Reg, I feel like he possibly killed too soon. Didn't get enough out of him, I think.
No. Within the first couple of turns, it's those dice you've got to make sure your green dice work for you by getting those tokens or trying to avoid being shot, everything like that.
Yeah, definitely. So what are your thoughts on your Republic list?
I really like it. You might see it at the tournament at the end of the month.
Possibly, yeah.
I'd like to play a few more lists, see a bit more out of Fives. Didn't get to see much out of him.
I think Fives, it's an interesting card because you're either going to get a lot out of him or you're going to get very little out of him.
It is dependent on your opponent's list, unfortunately.
Oh, definitely.
It's a great card, nonetheless. May try some other pilots in the LAAT as well. There's Warthog, to consider. Maybe change Hound for Warthog and then take some Blue
Generic.
Squadron Protectors instead of Tucker and Oddball.
I don't know. I quite like Oddball. Oddball. I think Tucker and Oddball. They're definitely
really good.
shouldn't. They're very good.
Obviously, you'd want to have non-limited pilots if you take Warthog, though. So
Oh, definitely.
that's something to try. Also, look into the other Jedi crew as well. We could try that. Didn't see any use out of the multi-missile pods as well.
No, I think multi-missile pods are quite interesting because you're either going to get use out of all of them or none of them, I find.
They're situational again, you're quite right.
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't see a lot out of Kit Fisto either, to be honest. Only really his force was used.
Yeah, his force was really great. His ability didn't come into play as much. Maybe in other games he will, so awesome.
Yeah, brilliant game.
Well, thank you, Fergus, for joining me.
No worries, thank you for having me.
And hopefully we'll get to play some proper games that we can put up here on YouTube soon. And thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.